Peace world, it's your man Confidence. Today, I'm going to take you inside my world on Splice, attempting to get a beat started. I'm not going to say get a beat done, because most of the time that don't work for me anymore. But if I can at least get a solid foundation going, I consider that an accomplishment, a victory. All right, so here's the homepage on Splice. Right up here. Look, I don't even know all the ins and outs of this, but this is what I know. You got instruments, cinematic effects, genres, labels. That's all I mess with. Really, all I mess with is I go to genres, right? Because you can kind of get into the world maybe that you're looking to go. Uh, Usually these genres, when you go to the sounds, they're mixed with like all these different tags. So you're not gonna get just straight hip hop, straight R&B. It's kind of like a mix, but sometimes I start with the labels because I feel like, if I were to look for drums, you could see these tags underneath, or even just sounds in general. Oh, okay, you know what? This could be a dope vibe. Let's see what they got. And then from there, if you find something, you have your key. You can't really go into these packs and be like, just show me every sound in this key. You got to go into the general instrument section, like a genre, and pick your key. That's the way I know it. I even emailed them and say, yo, let me drill down these packs in this key. They don't let you do it. Stupid. So anyway, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with the labels. I'm just gonna. This is my process. Okay, it's gonna be a little boring. I'm gonna try to edit some of it so it's not as drawn out, so you can get a feel of what I do as I'm looking for sounds and how I create. I already have a drum break, so I'm saving you time there. I think the drum's pretty dope. Right, a little bit, a bit. Your standard boom bap, but I like the way the kick is. I like the snare. I'm gonna go with it for now. All right, so let me go through some of these packs, find something that interests me. I found some stuff over here the other day to get started, so I can see what else they have, pick another pack, and just start giving it a try. All right, I'm just gonna click on this one. Now, what I like to do, I don't want any drum tracks personally, so I'm gonna take those out. I got 171 samples in there. Now I could do one shots or I could do loops. I generally, you can see how long it is, so that'll tell you also like what you're dealing with. But I'll leave it pretty open for now. All right, right now, right, you can tell, look, I'm not getting really any music. Okay, I need music. Let me take out these percussion. Let me refine the results. Let me do loops, right? Because I don't want to spend too much time. If the sounds right out of the gate are not in the vibe that I want, I'm not gonna waste my time. And you can look at these tags underneath, right? So that could give you an idea. Is this gonna get me where I want? I'm gonna say it's not, so I'm not even going any further with that. Let me spend a little more time on these to see if I can find one that might be a little more interesting. Well, look, I didn't spend that much time, okay? But let's see. I like the slower tempos, generally speaking. You can filter those. You can go from high to low, low to high. I like to start low. I feel like for what I do and what I like, generally speaking, the lower BPMs are better. Sometimes, or generally, I like to find tracks that kind of resemble that sampled quality, like 70s sound. Because I want to try to keep that authentic sound in my production. Sometimes I want some of the synths and leads and stuff to go over some of these authentic sounds, because there's leads and synths in the 70s, later 70s as well, early 80s. So it depends on what you want, but that's kind of like where I like to go generally. All right, so you kind of get the feel. I'm done with this pack. I don't have to, I don't want to go through all the sounds. I want to get into a pack that I think has potential. I'm hearing sounds that I almost want to sample or that I do sample. Those they all kind of had a very similar feel, very toned down. Now unless you're going for that, but that's not what I'm going for. So this whole video is about what I'm going for, and it's not that because you heard the drums. Okay, it's got to be a little bit harder, smooth and rugged type of thing. So I might be done with this whole whatever you want to call it, jazz feezy. Um, Now it looks like there's some extra ones here. I don't really want I like the sound of vibey guitar loops, but I don't just want guitar. I want a variety of sounds. So I'm gonna go back. This is very similar to digging for sounds. Like if you had a turntable, if you're downloading songs wherever, you gotta go through them. You gotta listen. You gotta pick out the good and skip the bad. Okay. And the only way you're going to do that is by training your ear, knowing what's going to work, what's not going to work. Because not everything is going to work. You should know that by now, especially if you listen to me. Now, if I don't see anything else, I'm just going to dive into a genre so we can get started. I want to give you something. I want to be able to take something out of here that I can get started on. So when you watch it, you'll be like, wow, okay, I see what he did. Shit takes time, right? These Zoom sessions are 40 minutes. And then the end, you got to do a new one. I want to have this done in one Zoom session to at least get started. So if I can't do it here, I'm going to go into a genre and start digging through sounds. In fact, I'm going to do that right now because I don't want to waste too much time for the sake of this video. So again, I want to keep it as broad to start. I want to see what's out there. I don't want to look, I got 200,000 things, right? That's a little too much. I could drill down on this, but I still don't want to. Sometimes if I see too many of the same artist pack and I don't like the sounds, I just skip them because I don't want to waste my time. All right, you'll learn the ins and outs just like with sampling. You know certain artists you don't want to go near because you know the sound. You don't want that sound. All right, so I'm keeping it real basic. Hip hop, no drums. But you see the tag soul, lo-fi song starters, right? So it's a accumulation of all this shit. You think you can just thinking about it. I'm thinking about hits, chops as well. I'm looking for whatever. It don't matter. I don't care what it is. It's just gotta sound good. So right now I'm cutting into try to get a BPM, 60, I think generally it starts at. I'm going to type song starter. I've noticed that you can get some pretty full types of sounds. And now I got 24,000, right? So we'll get some BPMs here on the lower side. Like they already started. Okay, let's give it a shot. I'll say this also. This if you want a lot to work with some of these sounds, you're normally not going to get that. They repeat, right? Like this 33 seconds is really like 15 seconds almost of music, if that. If it's even less, you're generally again, they're just looping it. So depending on how complex the music is, you're not always going to have a lot to work with these sounds. So that's why it's important to get what you can out of them, get the key, add on to it, keep building. You can even go and say, "Oh, I got 24,000, right? I'm gonna put chops in here, 338." You know, there might be some material that I can take and cut up myself. All right. So for the sake of this, I like that first hit. Right. Again. Now, see, the thing is for me is if I take that one hit, I'm kind of committing to that key. Now, the other thing you got to learn if you're using this program is if you take the same key that sometimes you normally take, you're gonna depending on what you pick, you're gonna come across some of the same sounds. Okay, but it could be good or bad. But for the sake of this video, let's get started with something. So I'm gonna record. Make sure my volume's pretty good. I just want the first hit. I want a hit, right? I talked about this in my other videos. I want a hit to set it off. This might not be it, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, you got to try and you got to keep and delete. You don't want it too long. It's got to be a hit. Trim it a little bit more. Ooh, this kick is way too out. It's not good. I don't even know if this will work. I hope it does for the sake. Okay. It's okay, right? Should I keep it? I don't know. There's really like one more sort of chord hit there, and that's not even that good. I'm gonna just keep it for right now. I'm not committed to it at all. And repeat. Now there's some of these tracks you can go into their pack, put the key in, and sometimes they'll give you the stems for these tracks. So it's kind of cool. You can be like, you know what, I just want the piano. Go into the pack, put the key in, put the tempo. If you're doing it by tempo, it will come up, and sometimes they break down all the stems that made up the whole sound. And that you can see how that can be very helpful. Now this one, right, for example, it was more layered on the first part and then it was quiet on the second. So again, I'm going to try the first part. Right, you could take a little extra if you wanted to. Again, I didn't turn it up. That's okay. It's not too soft, the wave. Now I could have it a little bit faster and change the groove. And that sounds like it would be better. But overall, it's not that great. So time to move on. All right. Again, for the sake of this video, I'm going to take the chop off and I'm going to try another filter. Let's see. Don't, generally don't want them too fast. Depends what I'm looking for. Looking at these filters up here. Not under hip. I thought I was under hip. Oh wow, they have boom bap, but it's really it's not what you think they would be. Let's listen, right? Hip hop, boom bap, like let's see if I took off when I get more. Barely anymore. But again, right, I'm looking for a hit. That hit was seemed pretty solid. Did have some bass underneath it, which I'm not gonna necessarily keep with my settings. All right, because I'm gonna add my own bass. I don't need your bass. Sometimes I do. All right, let's see how much low end. I took a lot of low end. I'll bring a little bit back. All right, it's passable. Sounds pretty good. So if I take out song starter, just boom bap 36,000. That's a lot, especially because we don't have all day to do this together. Let me try grooves, boom bap. Uh, but again, I don't need drums. Don't need percussion either. Surprised there's none. Okay, let's go back. Try lo-fi. I'm gonna like this because I feel like this guy, depending on what I'm doing, like more smooth, some of these sounds might work, right? So I just want to keep track of them. I'm not create like folders. I don't even know if you can. The lo-fi is like extremely smooth, and usually it's not, but right now it is. So I'm gonna take that off. Let's do brass and woodwind. So again, I want something to set it off in a sense. Let me turn it up. I don't need the whole thing. I don't want the whole thing. I wanted that other part. This piano is okay. I wanted something like that. Not all the end either. Be a little faster. Put this now so we can get something here. So I don't leave you with nothing. A minor, right? Right. So oh look, we got on. So we're gonna have to get rid of this brass and all that. Now boom, 55. Let's see. So what I like to do is play this while I'm listening to the sounds. Hmm, nothing there. All right, let's try again. Why is string selected? I'm like, why am I hearing all these damn strings? So let's see if we add a few of those piano notes that can complement our horns. All right, I don't want the bassier notes. We want the high and low. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that out, and let's try to place this. Found that great. So when I do it like this, I can try to use the wave here to like place a sound where I think it might work. And so when I record it in, I know, for the most part where it needs to go in the sequence. So that's kind of what I've been doing for a couple of these. And also I forgot on one, when you're only by yourself on Zoom, there is no time limit. So this can be as long as I want it to be, and then I can edit it. You get the finished product. Now I would probably make a 4-bar loop and have that come in at the end of the 4-bar, not every two. I'm debating in my head if I even want to sample that. I kind of do, and I'm kind of like, whatever. I'm gonna, as you can see, if you change one of these up here, you got to redo everything, which is kind of stupid, right? Because you could have a whole bunch of settings that are gone if you put a new thing. I put vibraphone, so luckily it's just a key. It's not so bad. But if you got more, it's kind of stupid. You should be able to continue, like drill down, start new. It should be a button or it just does it. It's not user friendly. Okay. So I'll do this, duplicate this for the time being. And now. Sometimes I like to have something underneath, like steady, kind of like the glue that can hold the samples together, depending on, what I'm finding, what's inspiring me, what's motivating me. So right now, for the sake of us doing this, Now I want to take I want to do a bass, right? I think now the bass will bring out that sort of steady, that little steady melody and the horn hit on the one. So what I like to do, I like the electric bass. I like the notes where there's notes, so I can build my own. Depending, I could build my own sequence. Right, it's 91 beats per minute. I could just start with this and even take 90 and speed it up. Let's see what loops there are. And for the sake of what we're doing, I only like the first two. I don't, this bass sounds like shit. But as of right now, this can be a simple bass line. It's not complicated where the bass needs to accent and complement a lot of these sounds. Okay, right? Sounds good. Get rid. Sometimes I don't like that sort of you could hear like the bass note and it's sort of like wow wow. I don't really like all that. So sometimes what I do, I'll filter that down a little bit, have a setting. Right. So it's like, okay, it sounds cool. Still building, right? Someone could come in, delete all this, delete the bass. Now we got new bass. You know what I'm saying? So nothing is set in stone. Okay. Better sounds always trump other sounds. So when I get a bass in there, especially on Splice, I tend to mute the drums so I can hear the music. Very music driven. Okay. Get out of this. I'm gonna get out of this now. All right, now let me pick a I got 74,000 sounds. Okay. It's a little much. Especially because there's no focus. I don't know where these sounds. They're all over the place. Look, deep house. Probably don't want that. So I gotta, I gotta filter. I start with hip hop. I don't always do that, just so you know. Just because it's hip hop don't mean I have to choose it. I do soul, R&B. I've done other stuff like totally not related to hip hop, just see what sounds are there. All right. Need something out. Need to filter. I don't need that whole section. Okay, again, take what you want. Just because it's there don't mean you need it. Does it work with the beat? Was it working what you're trying to do? Let's see it out. It almost sounds like the same shit. It's just different instrument. It actually sounds better on the one than the horn. I like the horn. This this sound better together. Right? So this is what I'm talking about. Shit changes. I still could have a need for this horn, right? What if I was like, all right, well, let me just get one horn hit. Let me put it on the snare. A little weak. Right, it's a little weak again, but let me mute it for now. Right? Again, I don't like the whole piece. I don't even know if I like this, but I like that it's long and it's got the vibrato on it. Again, it might not work with this, but it might work alone. Like I might build it and be like, I'm only gonna bring this part in here and there. I might not need this playing every time. Right, so I told you in other videos I like to have delay. The fade out is not that smooth. Turn it up a little. Yeah, like that blends into here when it loops. You can't even like separate the two. It kind of sounds like it's all in one. That's what I would be looking for. If at the end of the day, this is in here with this beat. And that sounds all right. I'll leave it for now.
Yeah, we gonna smoke a
All right, now I like the first hit on that, but I don't like that guitar over it. So what I would try to do is what I said earlier. See if he gave the layers. There's a guitar, but I don't like the second guitar. This is kind of weak. See how it sounds. Not that good. So yeah, keep going, right? Look, man, if it was the old days, I'd be here like 5 hours doing this. Yo, but like this has like I like this vibe. Like you know what else I could do? Like this sound. This is also what I'm thinking. I take these plugins off and I put this on. Because I can hear this working, and it just occurred to me right now. I could hear this working. And put the BPM. I'm gonna leave it. It's a little light wah-wah. Geez, the thing already seems to have some wah-wah on it. It's not really making a big difference the way I thought, but I'll still take it because adding a little tiny extra, which I like. All right, now, groove melody, try the melody, yeah. Right, you hear that? The steadiness, but I don't want it to hit like that. I'm thinking of something else. It's just gonna loop, so I don't need to like, oh, I was gonna. Sometimes it changes up like at the very end. I don't. It's usually not worth it. So, all right, I have these hits, right? I got two hits, right? Two hits. Here's one hit. Let's just leave that for now. And I might trim these down to one hit. Sometimes the one hits like they're not that clean and full. But let's see. Let's see what this does. I want to put this on another track. It sounds a little, a little, the delay sounds a little fast. I don't know why. It's set at the right speed. First is cool, second is all right. Again, it's if you like it, you know, you're building, so you may add it, you may delete it later. It all depends, right? I still got these other sounds. Oh, let's see if they come in handy. Where I don't even know where that horn went. Is that this? No. That horn is gone, yo. I don't even know what happened to it. Well, you know what? It's all good. The right key. That's kind of good. That's Again, this might be on the 4, this little turn, but for now, you know, I like it. I don't even save. I should save this. I think this has potential. But again, you got to keep looking for sounds. You know, it's not. This is the early stages still. Beat. Um, beat. I'm making up a name. The Wizzy. Okay. I don't give an F what the name is anymore. I used to when I was young.
You know I like it, babe.
Just want to see the second part of that. I don't even know. Right, so I would want it to be like boom, boom, but look, it's hitting later, so I could just cut that off and move it over, trim the end. Second piece a little louder, this is a little lower. Not good anyway. Don't like it. Goodbye. It's interesting. I love when it just cuts off. Like, what happened to the rest? Pure laziness, as far as I'm concerned. I would never do that. I would always finish it, let it ring out, whatever I'm doing. But whatever. Interesting. No, it's not bad. As you can see, when you have sounds to work with, you kind of go through and keep it gets smaller and smaller until you're like, I'm done. You know, sometimes you have to experiment. Right? And I like hits, chops, so if they have a good sound, I try them. It's really like one sound there, the first. So I mean, that's fine. That's all I need. I'll just keep looking, right? I'm building, so it takes time. Sometimes you luck out. It happens quicker. Sometimes it doesn't. And it takes, 3 sessions to finish the beat or more. Depends. It'll probably sound good on the snare. Um, Sounds pretty good. A couple of chords, maybe. Don't need any of those strings, I'll tell you that. I like how this sounds. It's pretty good. I'm gonna keep looking for sounds, right? This whole sequence could change. I think I'm set with the first note though. It sounds pretty dope. I may find another one that might not be as good, so I don't know if I'll use it there. But again, I could turn this into a 4-bar sequence, take out some of these sounds, add some new ones for some more variety, then start layering, start getting a hook together, get my verses structured, get my song formatted, and then bounce it down. I'm gonna put I like to always have a mass setting on the master. So then I might have to change some of the settings on the tracks. Sometimes the snare is a little too loud for me, so I will turn that down. I think it's a pretty good start. I'm happy, I'm satisfied, it's saved. Like if I'm saving a beat, okay, that means I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna continue to work on it. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to bounce it down, I'm gonna edit it, I'm gonna upload it. Damn. Now what I really have to do is try not to work on it. Maybe, all right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record again, maybe tomorrow, work on this some more and get that for the next sessions to try to take you through my whole process. Okay. This is the first part. I'm still toying with the foundation. This is the foundation with track number 6 coming in and out, depending, right? I love it in there, but I also like to see how it can stand alone. So I'm gonna keep working on it. In the meantime, if you got through this whole video, tell me what you learned. Tell me what you didn't learn. What do you want to see? What don't you want to see? Let's talk about it.